Our next contestant, Mr. DonHugh, Wild Pig. Wild Pig, Mr. DonHugh.
You have to pardon me for being a hunter and not a lover. I'm sorry, but I love to hunt bears, deer, and wild boar. And I'd rather do it with a bow and arrow rather than a rifle, because I believe in mano a mano. I mean, I want to get close enough to that animal to be eyeball to eyeball, to smell it, and for it to smell me enough to attack me. That's what it means to be mano and mano. So I love the primitive tools of bow and arrow. I have to tell you this story about a hunt I went on in Catalina a couple of years ago with my buddy Jim. We were down in this deep valley, and there was this cluster of bushes, very dense. That's just what pigs like. They can get in there and hide, and you can't see them. And the bushes are so close. So Jim, when I crawled down in there, and he signaled to me, go around, get in there, and I'll go around and flush them back towards you. This is an old hunting trick we all use to drive the animal towards one sitting still. So okay, I said okay. So I crawled down in the bush, and it's rustling leaves and tight branches. I finally get in between, and I'm on my knees trying to get into this bush and hide. So I wait quietly. You want to hear every sound because you can't see the animal. You've got to hear them coming before it gets upon you. So I'm kneeling there, waiting, looking. Then I hear rustling. Well, it's just a bird. They get into the brush and they just flicker around looking for food. So I was in there looking down there and I saw something move. Just a rabbit running through. But I had to get myself in position for an open lane so that if this pig came at me, I could get a shot. So I was sitting there quietly, waiting and waiting until Jim got around. Then I heard this pop, a solid hit. Then I hear uh-oh. Then I hear it. Oh. Now I pop up. I'm looking for that. Where's it coming from? I hear it. So I go running, I'm looking, and I get out into this clearing, and there's Jim. This big 400-pound boar is chasing him, and that boar has 5 arrows sticking out of him already. And Jim is going, he's pulling and he's shooting. Hey, let's shoot the thing! I'm out of arrows! So I run over to the pig, and I get up broadside, and I fling an arrow at him. And it bounces off his head. His thick skin is so tense. And I'm saying, holy smoke! I'm trying to shoot the arrow. Jim finally comes over and he's seeing me in trouble. He pulls out his knife and he jumps on that pig. He bites his ear and they're rolling and they're fighting with the pig and he's trying to stab this thing. Well, I have to tell you, Jim died that day. Yeah. He died laughing, thinking I might tell the story and somebody might believe me.